Every caster wants mana, and we sit all the time trying to get it. Let's take a look at what we get when we meditate. Most players realize pretty quickly that meditating longer gives more mana, but it's harder to know what's going on when you're in battle. Exactly how much mana is being regened. I tested 4 mana regen scenarios to confirm how innate mana regen works. Regen when you're standing both in and out of combat, and regen when meditating in and out of combat. All 4 have different rules for mana regen. Let's start with the easiest first. Mana regen when standing in a fight. When you are standing during combat, you get 0 mana regen. It's that simple. Of course, Enchanter buffs can change that, and we'll touch on that later in the video. If you're standing and don't have aggro, you get a constant 1 mana every 5 seconds. Meditating during combat will give you a bit more regen. You get the same constant tick as standing, with 1 mana every 5 seconds, but you also get a second tick during that time. The second tick is variable and can occur from 0 to 2 times in a 5-second span. Overall, it averages around 1 mana every 5 seconds. This image shows 20 seconds of mana regen, with 5 seconds per line, and it gives a pretty good idea of how the variable tick works. Of course, meditating with no aggro gives the best regen. You get the constant tick of 1 mana every 5 seconds, and 1 or 2 additional ticks during that time, with the mana from these extra ticks slowly increasing. Here, you can see the variable tick increases in value over 30 seconds. The amount of mana was always increasing in the testing I did on my 27 Enchanter. There may be a maximum amount of mana per tick, but I wasn't able to find it in my testing. Enchanter buffs are straightforward. They will tick once every 5 seconds, whether you are in or out of combat, standing or meditating, and they tick at the same time as the constant tick. And you can see that here very clearly. It shows how the Enchanter buff fits in with the other mana regen ticks. I hope this review of mana regen was helpful. Like this video below if you found it useful.